As I established last time, elementals are not true demons in the true Judeo Christian sense. That designation lies with fallen angels alone. And we're not going to get back into all of that. I think I've established by now, you should at least understand by now, that demons don't really exist in the way that we've been taught they do, not in the way theology would like to think they do. They're patterns of energy, and what makes them negative or evil is how our minds interact with energy that is not compatible with it. So if we come in contact with something that is aligned towards the reabsorption principle, then our brain, which is aligned towards, or supposed to be aligned towards the creative principle, clashes with that energy stream, and it produces an archetype of evil that then becomes a demonic event, whether it be an attachment or some kind of obsession, oppression, or even possession. Okay. Elementals are different. They're more like we are in the sense that just like on this planet, you have all these corporeal species, humans, animals, plants, and whatnot. But there are also in creation incorporeal species, and that makes up the elementals. And there's all sorts of clever little terms that have been used over in mythology, like gnomes and fairies, but overall that's what these things are: natural forces, incorporeal forces of varying degrees of complexity. Some are very intelligent, like the jinn, and some are basically insignificant, like we said last time, incorporeal mosquito. But just like other forces of energy, some are oriented towards the creative principle exclusively, like angels. Some are oriented towards the reabsorption principle, like demons. But most of them, the ones that we interact with here on this planet, are going to be neutral forces, just like we are now. We were supposed to be aligned exclusively toward the creative principle, but our fall, that whole Adam and Eve story all over again, led to now us existing in this state between life and death. In fact, what we call life is not life at all. It's just basically slow dying until death finally consumes us. Okay, we were never supposed to die, but our condition leads us to this result now, and that makes us neutral. Some of us do good things, some of us do bad things, some of us do a lot of good things, some of us do a lot of bad things, but overall, all of us are basically neutral forces. We do a little bit of both, and a lot of these elementals are just like that. Some can be helpful, some can be harmful. You can end up pissing them off, and it can become an attachment, and we call it a demon, even though it's not a demon in the true sense, because it can have the same kind of impact on that person's spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health. And then it has to be dealt with in the exact same way as we would deal with or a similar way at least, to how we would deal with a fallen angel. So that's the second category of demon. Next time we'll talk about the third category, the created.